Hello students, myself Muhammad Sharif, Assistant Professor, Department of Biochemistry, Islamia College, Manyambadi. Today we are going to discuss about evolution of fertilization. This is the last part of our third unit in the paper of Ecology, Evolution and Biodiversity. Here you will see how the evolution of fertilization is evolved. The evolution of fertilization is related to the origin of meiosis, as both are part of sexual reproduction originated in eukaryotes. There are two conflicting theories on how the couple meiosis fertilization arose. One is that it evolved from prokaryotic sex bacterial recombination, as eukaryotes evolved from prokaryotes. The other is that mitosis originated meiosis. At the time of coitus, 200 to 600 million sperms are deposited into the female vagina in the vicinity of cervix. Following ejaculation, semen undergoes clotting by the action of enzymes present in the prostatic secretion. After about 5 minutes, clot liquefies and spermatozoa become actively motile. The tiles perform undulating movements which propels them forwards. The speed varies with the environment, but on average it is 2 to 3 mm per minute. Prostaglandins reverse the peristaltic contraction of the uterus and uterine tube, thus helping the ascent of spermatozoa to the site of fertilization. Out of millions of spermatozoa, only 300 to 500 reach the site of fertilization, and it is only one which is able to fertilize. A freshly deposited sperm is not able to fertilize the secondary oocyte until it is conditioned in the female genital tract for some time lasting about 7 hours. During this time, glycoproteins coat the seminal plasma proteins are removed from the plasma membrane that overlies the acrosomal region of the spermatozoa. This process, whereby freshly ejaculated sperms develop the capacity to fertilize a secondary oocyte, is called capacitation of sperm. Fertilization, the fusion of sperm cell nucleus with the egg cell nucleus to produce a zygote, fertilized egg. Fertilization in mammals occurs in the oviduct. The ova is viable for approximately 24 hours after ovulation. Fertilization is also known as generative fertilization, insemination, pollination, fecundation, syngamy, and impregnation is the fusion of gametes to initiate the development of a new individual organism or offspring. There will be two types of fertilization is there. One is external fertilization, another one is internal fertilization. The external fertilization occurs outside of the body of the female. It increases the number of eggs produced to ensure the survival of the species. Another one is internal fertilization. The internal fertilization occurs inside the body of the female. Fewer number of eggs are produced. For example, we can say birds. Birds lay eggs outside of the it lays the egg and it fertilizes outside of the body. The stage of fertilization can be divided into 4 processes: sperm preparation, sperm egg recognition and binding, sperm egg fusion, and fusion of sperm and egg, pronucleation and activation of the zygote. The process of fertilization as follows: the sperm approaches the egg. The sperm's acrosomal enzymes digest the egg's jelly coat proteins on the sperm head, bind to egg receptors. The plasma membranes of sperm and egg fuse. The sperm nucleus enters the egg cytoplasm. A fertilization envelope forms. Then the mechanism of fertilization. It encounters the spermatozoa and ova, capacitation and contact, acrosome reaction and penetration, fusion of the sperm with the egg, activation of ovum. Here you can see the clear image of how sperm approaches the egg and how it will bind, then how it transfer its nuclei into the egg. Here you can see the clear image. Then embryonic development. After the fertilization, how the embryo will start to develop. A multicellular organism in the early stage of development, 2-4 cell stage embryos, 8 cell stage embryos. The beginning developmental process are always the same in all animals: cleavage, growth, differentiation. After the fertilization, the diploid zygote undergoes cleavage divisions in the oviduct. Here you can see the ovum, fertilized egg, a zygote, 2 blastomeres, morula. Then the formation of placenta. Placenta is nothing but, we can say in Tamil that Toppul Kodi. Okay, placenta organ that forms from the embryo and the uterus. It contains blood vessels from the mother and the developing baby. Oxygen and nutrients diffuse from the mother's blood vessel into the baby's blood vessels. Waste diffuse from the baby's blood vessel into the mother's blood vessel. Then umbilical cord. 2 arteries and vein connect the fetus to the placenta. Through the placenta, all nutrient transfer from mother to baby. Then amniotic sac. It contains a fluid called amniotic fluid that protect fetus by giving it a stable environment and absorbing shock. This is called amniotic sac. The next one is fetus. By the end of the 8th week of pregnancy, the embryo is called a fetus and all of the major structure are present. Later stages of fetal development. Here you can see the stages of fetus development from embryo to developed baby. And human gestation period between fertilization and birth is approximately 38 to 40 weeks. That means it comes around nearly 10 months. It's not exactly 40 or 38, in between it will vary person to person. And here is a big doubt: how do twins form? So here we will saw the twins formation. Monozygotic twins, that means identical twins, same twins. One egg is fertilized by one sperm. Embryo splits into two during the early stages of development. Have identical genes and must be the same sex. It incidence about 3 in every 1000 birth. That means it's an average calculation. In 1000 delivery, there will be 3 twins will born. So another one is dizygotic twins. That means fraternal twins. 2 eggs are ovulated and each is fertilized by a sperm cell, no more genetically similar than any other sibling in the family. Can be same or different sexes. Maternal age. Use of assisted reproductive technologies are factor. Incidence 6.7 per 1000 birth in Japan to 40 per 1000 birth in Nigeria. Here also we can see how the twins form. We are discussing. To form identical or monozygotic twins, one fertilized egg, that means ovum, splits and develop into 2 babies with exactly the same genetic information. To form fraternal or dizygotic twins, that means 2 eggs ova are fertilized by 2 sperm and produce two genetically unique children. How does fertilization of twins occurs? Conception happens when a sperm fertilizes an egg to form an embryo. However, if there are two eggs present in the womb at the time of fertilization, or the fertilized egg split into two separate embryos, a woman can become pregnant with twins. Identical twins are the same sex as each other and look very alike. And there are 7 types of twins are there. It is categorized as identical twins, fraternal twins, half identical twins, mirror image twins, mixed chromosome twins, superfecundation twins, and superfetation twins. Normally, except first two, that means identical twin and fraternal twin, the first two kinds. Other are known to be quite rare to occur. How they can identify the twins are formed? There will be a lot of testings are there, then ultrasound. Although the factors above may be sign of a twin pregnancy, the only sure way to know you are pregnant with more than one baby is through an ultrasound only. Some doctors schedule an early ultrasound around 6 to 10 weeks to confirm the pregnancy or check for issues. Thank you. If you have any doubt, please revert me soon.